Hello, Dr. Claire O'Neill, your Woman of Wellness. Again, talking about more of the specifics when it comes to infrared thermography. So I actually have what's called a sample report, so it'll help you understand how the reports that we write are done, and then that way it'll kind of help you understand more what you should be getting down in the future. So my reports that I write are actually 9 pages, and we'll email them to you, and then you actually get an audio that explains the report to you that you can actually just listen to as you're reading your report. But this is the basics. First of all, we have what's called a title page. So of course it has my name, it has your name, the date of the thermogram, and if it's a breast therm, if it's a full body, upper body, etc. The next page is what we call the demographic page. The demographic explains about us, but it also explains about you. It lets me know when I think your next therm should be, maybe in 3 to 6 months, maybe annually, which is what we're always hoping for, because again, infrared thermography is great at following your breast health. Now, we take a full complete history, so we will actually do the full complete history on the first page, and if you've had any previous therms, we're actually comparing your scores, and all of that's documented. Any hormone replacement you might be on, medications, supplements, any subjective complaints, and of course, we always want to make sure we have all of your vitals. Then the paragraph below explains some of the very specific things that need to be done when it comes to infrared thermography. Now, we do what's called the breast stress study system, which can make this process up to 97% accurate. Page 2 is the temperature gradient page. You will see I have the top 6 scans on top. Those are your baseline. Those were the scans that were done before we put your hands in cool water. The bottom 6 scans are your stress study. Those are the scans that were done after your hands came out of the cool water. The paragraph below explains what we call the breast stress study system, which I am sure you already know about. Then the next page is what we call your quantitative and qualitative analysis page. And so here we have baseline scans on top, stress study below. Quantitative, those are the spot temperatures I'll explain in a moment. Qualitative, that's letting me see those thermal patterns and vascular patterns. So what we'll do is we'll take spot temperatures, say at the nipple, at the areola, we do it before the baseline, then we take the temperatures after on the stress study. We also take a temperature of the full breast, because that's what we would call the global, and my goal is we're watching those temperatures decrease. We'll also have spot temperatures in certain areas if they're indicated. These are what we call the A to P, or the front views of the breast. That's page 4. Page 5 would be your right obliques. And in your right obliques, you can see that we're seeing the lateral or the axillary region, and we're seeing the medial aspect of the opposite breast. And we'll have spot temperatures there. And then in my report, I indicate different important aspects of temperatures, different thermal patterns or vascular patterns. The next page, which is page 6, is your left oblique. Again, we do specific things. I have spot temperatures. I'm looking for a decrease in those spot temperatures and readings. And then again, I'd be indicating any thermal patterns, vascular patterns, along with those temperature changes. Then we have page 7, which is the doctor analysis page. The doctor analysis page is also a thermal focus, so that's where we kind of get a good concentrated. And then the bottom is the impression, and that's where I start scoring the specific thermal patterns, the specific temperature patterns, and the specific vascular patterns. And those scores are very important. You'll see this is the right, then we have it on the left. And then on page 8, that is your discussion page. And that lets you know if your score of, if you're TH1 through TH5 and the scores, and then it explains what those scores mean. Then we have the clinical comment on what I'm looking for on your next therm, when we should see each other next, maybe some additional testing. And then we go on to page 9. Page 9 is what we call the analytical scoring system. This scoring system was put together by Dr. George Chapman, Dr. Godfrey, and this scoring system helps you understand that 90% of breast conditions are not cancerous. But infrared thermography is great at finding those precursors, things that can lead to breast cancer, such as a hormone imbalance, before it becomes a concern. So always make sure that you've read all the way through page 9. So I'd like to thank you very much, and I will see you next time.